The 49ers are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. They just picked up Stevens. What's the latest on him, Adam?
In college, he was always a playmaker, baiting the quarterback and making something happen after the interception. However, his problem areas were exposed at the All-Star game. Playing against some of the best receivers and passers in college, he struggled in zone coverage. He gave up a handful of big plays, always looking a few steps behind. One coach told me if he played a little tighter in coverage and made a play on the ball more often, it would have an instant increase in his production. We'll see if his new position coach can get him to do just that.
All right, team is now off the clock. Adam Schefter, can you tell us about their newest player?
I think if you go back and look at his all-star performance, you'll see what kind of linebacker he can be for this team. He was a tackling machine during the All-Star game, one of the few defenders to finish with over 10 tackles that day. But what scouts liked most out of his day was his sense of awareness and ability to read where the ball was going. He played with confidence and never let the option or play action catch him off guard, finishing with several tackles in the backfield. The GM loved what he saw out of him during All-Star Week, and it was a no-brainer taking him with this pick.
The Bills are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. I see both teams filling out cards. You know what that means? We've got a trade. The Lions are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. Myers the choice. Adam, was it the right one?
Long talked about as a top 3 defensive back prospect, his draft stock fell dramatically after a series of consecutive struggles late in the season against inferior wide receivers. Many speculated that these struggles were due to a series of nagging injuries, a theory which may have been validated by his strong performance at his pro day. I was able to talk with several GMs about him at the Combine, and they told me he possesses the raw physical skills needed to become a top-tier NFL defensive back. 3 skills in particular were mentioned by every GM I spoke to: exceptional physicality at the line of scrimmage, a nose for the ball, and better hands than most receivers they've seen and scouted. The reason for his collegiate struggles may forever be shrouded in mystery, but they'll soon be forgotten if he's able to realize his full football potential.
Cowboys have made their selection, and it's Buchanan.
He was always a player who cared about academics, and that couldn't have been made any more clear when he decided to forego his senior season in order to take on more classes. His goal was to graduate before entering the NFL draft, and at the sacrifice of his final year of football eligibility, he was able to pull it off. The decision left some experts scratching their heads, but guys like Matt Miller saw it as a smart move to stay injury-free and remove the distraction of getting his diploma once he went pro. At least with the degree, he has a backup job now in case this whole football thing doesn't work out for him.
The Titans are now on the clock. Titans pick is in. Let's go to Adam with more on Graham.
I'm not surprised to see him taken with this pick, given he was probably one of the most dominant defensive linemen in college this season. His combination of athleticism and set of pass rush moves gave college offensive linemen fits and gave him a leg up on the rest of the competition. Pass rushers are at a premium in the NFL these days, and when someone with his talent is available, you need to take him. If his performance this season is any indication, he has the potential to be a playmaker on the defensive line for years to come.
Adam, what can you tell us about that last pick?
It's always great to see a running back win the Heisman. It's like a sign that the old ways of ground and pound haven't completely vanished. He was a pure workhorse for the team and accounted for well over 60% of its total offensive production. Remove him from the team, and I strongly believe it wouldn't have finished at the top of its conference. And now he has the chance to carry the ball at the next level, and this team just got a gem of a player. We'll see if he becomes its primary ball carrier right from the start, or if it incorporates him into a running back by committee system.
The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock.